Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, I'm going to tell you how to get your dream job. Let's go! Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, I'm going to tell you how to get hired into your dream role when you're going through an interview process. So, this is basically coming off the back of an interview or non-interview we had a couple of weeks ago with regards to a candidate who was lined up to come in for an interview. They were 45 minutes late and we declined to interview them. There was a poll put out on LinkedIn as to whether we were in the right to do that, and the overwhelming majority was that we were right not to see them. They didn't even let us know they were running late either, so there was no phone call, no text, just say or email, just say I'm running a little bit late. Is it okay if I come in slightly late? No communication, and they came in 45 minutes late. So how do you land your dream job? Well, I've put together a list of 5 things that I think are quite important, and it won't surprise you to know that the first one of those is be punctual. Don't be on time. Don't aim to get there on time. Make sure that you're early. If it's an area of the city or the town that you're not used to, make sure that you go the day before and suss it out, or at the weekend prior to the interview if you've not got time the day before, to suss it out so that you know exactly where you're going, so that you know roughly how long it's going to take you to get there, and you remove all the element of doubt from the journey then. Obviously, there may be more traffic one day than the next, but if you go in plenty of time and you've given it a trial run, there's every chance, or you should be on time. And I'd always aim to get there a good 20 minutes to half an hour early anyway. You don't necessarily need to go into the office or the building that early if you think that's overkill, but at least if you aim to be there on half an hour early, then by the time you get there, even if you are running late, you're still going to be on time for the interview. So number 1, be punctual. Number 2, show interest in the company that you're going to see. Make sure that you've done your research. If you've done some research and there's a few things that you're not sure about, ask questions about the company and what they do or how they handle certain situations. But you shouldn't be going into any interview process where you don't know the company. I would always look at the hiring manager on LinkedIn and see their history and their background, just to see if there's any commonalities. You can have a look at the post they've put on there again, see if there's any commonalities. Show an interest in the people that you're going to see, in the company that you're going to see. Don't go in with no prior knowledge, no notes, no information on what the company does, no information on the role that you're going for, and just hope that the interview goes well. You need to remove that from the interview. And like I say, in all reality, before you get there, you should have done some research on the person that you're going to see. And again, you don't need to stalk them, you don't need to follow them. LinkedIn will be fine. And like I said, on top of that, make sure that you get any questions asked. If you research the company and you do have something that you're not sure about, ask the question, because that demonstrates that you have taken the time to have a look at what they do, and you've prepared for the interview. Have a personality is number 3. Make sure that you have a personality. It's tough sometimes in interviews. I accept that people get nervous and it can be a little bit of a daunting situation, especially if you're on your own and you're sat in front of maybe 3 or 4 people, as some companies like to do. But have a personality. Show that you've got desire. Show that you're enthusiastic. Show that you've got a positive outlook. Nobody wants to hire a negative person. Nobody wants to bring someone into the business that's going to be an energy sapper in the room. So again, go in nice and positive. Show that you've got a personality. Tell them the things that you get up to outside of work, and really get your personality across. It works for everybody. I'm a huge Manchester United fan. We still employ City fans. So even if you're concerned that your favourite sports team might clash, it won't put them off hiring you. But it does show that you've got a personality. It shows that you're going to bed yourself into the team. And again, going back to the previous point, if you do pick up on facts that the person that's interviewing you is a United fan or a City fan, for instance, then you can use that in an interview by making sure that you're talking about the same sport and the interest that you've got. But have a personality. Like I say, that's not just about what you do outside of work, but being positive, showing that you've got a hunger and a desire to do the job well. Number 4 is more about yourself, and it's be an expert in what you do. Really sell yourself. Even if you're going in for a trainee role, so in recruitment as an example, if you're going in for a trainee role, make sure that you've researched recruitment and sell yourself based on what people perceive good recruiters to need to do. If it's a role that's more of a senior position and you've got experience in the market, shout that from the rooftops. Position yourself as an expert. This company needs to hire me, and they need to hire me because of X, Y, and Z. You don't need to be arrogant. There is a fine line between confidence and arrogance, but you can certainly demonstrate confidence in an interview and really give yourself the opportunity to stand out. Don't just wait for them to ask questions of you, but really demonstrate your expertise and your knowledge in the interview format itself. And the last one, number 5, this is simple. It doesn't happen very often with ourselves, but follow up. So make sure that you leave a lasting impression. Not many people do it. So if you were to leave an interview today, you get home, there's absolutely no harm whatsoever in dropping them an email and saying, look, I really appreciated you giving me your time today, and based on what's been discussed, I'd be really keen on the role. I know you said I wouldn't hear back for a week, 2 weeks, 3 days, whatever that might be. However, just so you know, I was really impressed. I'm really keen on the opportunity, and if you've got any more questions that you didn't ask in the interview, or if there's anything else that you want to know about me, feel free to get in touch and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Not many people follow up, and you will certainly stand out from the crowd if you do that. And like I say, even if they said they're not going to let you know for a week, there's no harm in dropping them an email the afternoon after the interview. And, nice, polite, courteous, really pleased, really happy with how it went, really good to meet yourself. I feel like I could fit in with you and work with you. However, I appreciate you've got other people to see, but I'm following up. I'm interested in the role. I want the role. I'm going to go above and beyond now, because that's going to demonstrate that I'll go above and beyond when you give me the position. So, like I say, quite a quick one today. However, off the back of the candidate turning up 45 minutes late, I wanted to do a little bit about how to get yourself hired, how to land your dream role. So there's five tactics there that you can use, that you can take forward, that hopefully will enable you to be successful at interview. I hope you've liked this. If there's anything that you think I've missed, especially for the recruiters out there that do this on a day-to-day basis, feel free to hit it up in the comments, and I'll certainly take a look at that and give you a shout out if I think that it's a good idea. I'm sure it will be. But most importantly, I say this every week, we're trying to grow the subscriber base at the minute, because we want this to go out to as many people as possible, especially videos like this. We've done a few key ones now that I think are really important. If you go through the back catalogue, there's things like how to make more money in a recession, things like that, and obviously how to land your dream job. Really important, and I really want to get this message out there. So if you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel so that it'll reach more people, because the YouTube algorithms love subscribers. Tell your mum about it, tell your gran about it, tell your granddad about it, tell your dad about it, get everybody watching it, and I'd really be appreciative of that. So enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks very much for putting yourself through this week's video. Hope it's been useful, and I look forward to seeing you at the same time next week.